What is going on with all of my people of social media, especially all of my addicts in the world that are still suffering in silence due to their addictions? I am D Venom. Thank you guys for joining me in regard to addiction and recovery. Any amount of your guys' positive energy shown on not just this social media platform, but all of my social media platforms are always welcomed. With that being said, let's get into addiction and recovery. All right, you guys, I owe you all a huge apology. Then again, I don't. But I feel like I do owe you all a apology for the simple fact that I have not been active on this particular platform, or I'll say my YouTube platform, my Instagram platform, and my Facebook platforms are the platforms that I have not been as active on. But my podcast, I have been, quite active on. Anyway, there has been a lot of things that has transpired from the time that I uploaded content on my YouTube platform, Instagram platform, and Facebook platform, all the way up until now. I'm at my favorite spot, the park that I told you guys about, where I sleep in my car at. And I will show you guys the park here momentarily. There's the people walking by. I'll show you the opposite side of the street where I sleep. I'm on the side of the street where, I park my car, and a lot of other people park their cars to sleep or whatever. But people do park on the opposite side, but it's more on the side where I'm parked at right now. But anyway, I can show you guys. Hold on one second. So this is the street where a lot of people park and, pretty much rest and whatever else the case may be late at night. And on the opposite side of the street, hold on one second. So on the opposite side of the street, people can park as well and, sleep and rest. People park up in there, in this section as well. But a great majority of the people park on this side of the street and this side of the street, and get their sleep. And I don't know what a lot of people do. A lot of people cover up their windows with sheets and whatever else the case may be, so they could be in there fucking and sucking and doing drugs. I don't know. I don't care. I don't cover my windows because there's nothing to hide. But anyway, this is where I have been sleeping on an intermittent basis, more on than off, for the past month now, and I absolutely enjoy it. I'm free. I'm not in confinement. I'm not conformed. I'm not allowing societal conditioning to tell me how the fuck to live. Just put it that way. Boy, do we have a lot to talk about. I've been hired and fired and some of every damn thing else. Anyway, I do believe today hold on, let me see. Today is, hold on, the 7th. I quit methamphetamine on the 27th, 27, 28, 29, 30. I do believe it's 31 days. 31. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So about a week, no, about 2 weeks clean from methamphetamine. Oh, all right, 2 weeks clean from methamphetamine. I thought that November 9th of this year would have been my last usage in regard to my drug of choice. Remember, I'm not going to say lured, but I was, I was taken to a place via Source and Satan, and I created a episode via podcast for you guys to listen to regarding the events that played out that particular night. It's up to y'all to listen to that because I'm not going to keep on, talking about the events that happened that night. Let me rephrase. I don't mind talking about the events that happened that night, but it's up to you guys to catch yourselves up to speed, because I'm not going to continuously repeat myself. That's why I created the episode for you guys, to take some time out to listen to, what happened that particular night. And, when I do decide to upload the footage, it will all make sense to you guys. But like I said, a lot of things have transpired since the window of uploading content on those particular platforms that I named earlier up until now. I was a dishwasher at a particular nursing home here in my hometown as of right now, and they were paying $16 an hour. Don't get me wrong. I'm very grateful that they called me because at that particular time, I was fired from the job that I was working at, driving. It has nothing. It has nothing to do with being autistic, but the children were autistic. I was driving them. I was picking them up from home and driving them to the school. And due to my relapses and things of that particular nature, I ended up losing that job because porn and watching those perverted as MMA interviews and all of that type of shit, those homoerotic MMA interviews or whatever, was more important than picking up those kids and doing what I was supposed to have been doing. So I wasn't doing right by the company, I wasn't doing right by the children, and I wasn't doing right by their parents. It was a good thing that Source in the universe severed ways in regard to myself and that particular company, because it's one thing to put my own life in danger, but it's another thing to put someone else's children in danger because I want to fuck around with methamphetamine. So had I gotten into an accident and I survived and some of those kids, died, that would never leave my conscience. I would be fucked up for life, and especially the fact that methamphetamine had a huge factor in that. So the fact that the universe and Source and the invisible just simply allowed me to make that mistake to the point where I got fired. It was meant. It was meant to happen. It needed to happen because of what I just said. Anything could have happened while I'm under the influence of methamphetamine and I'm driving myself and those children and the assistant that handles the children while I'm driving. Anyway, shortly after that, the universe gave me a blessing in regard to the job that I'm not gonna say I was fired from. I don't give a fuck. I get sick and tired. Excuse me. I get sick and tired of corporate America wanting to always say, first, I said it first, so how can I say it? It's more valuable because I said it first. I don't know. I mean, that may not be what I'm trying to say. But I got the mutton chop. Anyway, this is supposed to be removed, and then it will be a full mutton chop. All of this is supposed to be gone. The chin area of the goatee or whatever is supposed to be gone, and that will create the mutton chop. I'm gonna leave it like this as of now because the person that the barber that did my beard or whatever, he said that it wouldn't look right. But if I'm going to do a mutton chop, I want to do the authentic mutton chop and remove this. And I think it'll still be tight in my opinion. But I'm going to leave it as this right now. But anyway, I just know that I fucked up when when I was driving for that particular company. Anyway, shortly after that, the universe, no matter what I do, good or bad, the universe is never going to allow me to be without abundance. She may allow me to suffer the consequences of my actions for a little bit, but she's going to provide. And not even a week or so after I got fired from, the job driving the autistic children around or whatever, back and forth to school, I ended up getting the job that I just recently got fired from. Anyway, that was I was a dishwasher working for a nursing home. A lot of amputees was in a nursing home. A lot of near-death individuals were in the nursing home. There were young people in the nursing home. And from what I heard via a conversation that I was eavesdropping into, there were a lot of people from homeless shelters that that were in that particular place of that particular organization that I used to work for. Anyway, don't get me wrong. I've worked various different dishwashing positions. 9:44 time of this recording. I've worked various different jobs centered around dishwashing. Don't get me wrong. The dishwasher may have other obligations that they need to fulfill, but those obligations aren't going to continuously take them from the primary job at hand, which is washing up a whole bunch of motherfucking nasty ass dishes. Anyway, I had to take the food, a big ass cart full of food trays to each, I guess, dorm or whatever. There were 6 of them. So I had to do that. And then after the people got done eating breakfast, I had to clear the I had to bust or clear the breakfast table. I had to get a tray full of I had, oh my God, it was just, I had to break down boxes, sweep, mop. I had to do all of this shit while still trying to wash dishes. And it got to a point where I was working AM shift as a dishwasher, and there's a guy there who I think purposely likes to pile all the dishes upon someone and overwhelm them. And mind you guys, there was a guy that was working there when I started, and they went on vacation. They were gone for about a week, and they decided they weren't going to come back. So I overheard the boss lady, the one that hired me, saying, well, they could at least call, blah, 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 blah. They, they never showed up, yada, yada, yada. So they ended up later on that evening frantically calling people, like they frantically called me, to see if I was still looking for a job or whatever. I see why it's a revolving door, because there's way too much work put upon one person to do. And especially when I have to sort the damn silverware. I mean, there's a lot to do at that particular place of employment as a dishwasher, and then to add everything else upon that, upon the work that the dishwasher already has to do. Yeah, it just came to a point where I just know, when I seen the dude piling all of those dishes up for me to wash, and he started laughing because he seen that I couldn't keep up, I'm like, okay, this is it for me. You think shit is funny? Let me quit on your motherfucking ass so y'all can wash all of these motherfucking dishes and see how funny it is then. So anyway, I went outside, took an over 15-minute break, because mind you, half the time I didn't get my 2 15-minute breaks or a lunch break because I had so much motherfucking work to do. Anyway, I called a good friend of mine, told them what happened, etc., etc. And I walked back in, and I seen the boss lady and a couple of other employees washing all the motherfucking dishes, because they piled up around that time. Another employee said that they came outside looking for me. They didn't see my car because they were frantic. They were really concerned that I was going to quit at that moment. And I told them, no, but I'm 2.5 seconds from quitting, because I don't like a person trying to be funny and whatever else the case may be. And I don't like being overwhelmed. So it got to the point where I started speaking truth, and the boss lady, I guess, couldn't handle that. And she basically said, we can sever ways. But my thing is, the advertisement said I was supposed to be a weekend dishwasher. I was working not only on the weekends, but I was working through the weekdays. Not that it mattered, because I needed the abundance, but don't lie to me in order to get me in there to fill a void, because y'all foundation is crumbling, because for whatever reason, you want to put all this work on the dishwasher. But I mean, you just have a crumbling foundation, and it's no wonder people don't want to stay there. But 1333 time of this recording. But anyway, I have been going through a lot of different things. Anyway, the reason why I sobered up the way that I have is because I came into a blessing during the time that I was working for the job that I just told you guys about. And it was for work. It was for working. It involved working for a company that's centered around being there for troubled youth between the ages of 12 and 17, right up my alley. And long story short, unfortunately, I didn't get the role. Anyway, on the 12th through the 16th, I will be going to Illinois. My mom's birthday is on the 12th, and I'm going to go back and celebrate, with the family. If nothing comes about in regard to work while I'm here, I'm just going to stay in Illinois for probably a little bit past the new year, get employment out there, and do what I need to do. I'm not in a rush to, necessarily come back to Arizona. I mean, there's a lot of motherfucking things that is going on with me, my life. I've just had a lot of time to soul search. And the more that source opens my eyes to my own self in the world, the more that I don't want to be here in regard to the US. That's a whole other topic. But anyway, I'm going to end this because I'm already at 15 minutes and some change. I basically wanted to reach out to you guys and kind of foreshadow what I've been going through in regard to why I haven't been active on the platform. I also have those interviews to complete. I just have so much stuff under my belt. More blessings than more pros than cons. But anyway, I would definitely keep tabs with you guys. That's another thing. 15:33 time of this recording. That's another thing. I came into a new phone because my old phone, the Galaxy A71, is a couple of years old and whatever else. And I needed a new phone anyway. I got a Moto G, and I thought I was going to like that phone, and I didn't. I did not like it at all. So I returned it back to T-Mobile, paid the restocking fee, $20, whatever else, and I ended up getting a Galaxy A36, and I'm happy with my phone, but I have to delete a whole bunch of motherfucking shit in order to create internal space on this particular phone. So I wasn't able to record, take pictures. Oh, I was just going through the motions for a while. I wasn't able to get into my Instagram account because of their two-step verification. Oh, it was just too motherfucking much. The good thing is everything is set in place and I'm able to record videos and reach out to you guys and go from there. All right, I'm going to end this, upload it, and and that's another thing. I have been going to meetings like crazy. Yesterday, I went to like about 4 meetings, not in a row, but throughout the day. I haven't been reading the big book, but I have been submerging myself in these groups, and I absolutely feel good. I'm going to go to my primary group tonight. Wait, today's Sunday. Hold on. Yeah. Either way, I'm going to attend some form of a 12-step tonight. I'm on the road in regard to, attending these meetings. And each time that I attend these meetings is each time that I strengthen myself against the fight towards recovery and relapse and all of that stuff. All right, you guys, I'm out. Y'all have a good one. And until my next upload, namaste, happy sober living, and much love.